Welcome, my friends, to our channel. Today, I'm going to tell you not just about a series, but about a true cultural phenomenon that started quietly and ended with a bang. So, let's talk about the project El Turco, starring Kan Yaman. At first, there was absolute silence. The series was released on the platform, but no one was really discussing it. No one was quoting it. There was no hype. But then, suddenly, everything changed. The series was pulled from the platform. And that's when the loudest scandal began. Everyone started talking, everyone started rewatching. Everything that had previously been in the shadows suddenly became the center of attention. The reason it is claimed was a comment made by Kan Yaman in an interview abroad. He was asked, Turkey or Italy? And after a moment of thought, he uttered the word that sparked a storm: Italy. Some considered it a betrayal, others saw it as an honest confession. But the reaction was immediate. The platform announced that the series was taken off the air due to ambiguous statements, public sentiment, and the need to consider viewer reactions. In reality, they just removed it without any explanations. But let's take it step by step. El Turco is a pseudo-historical series based on a book. The action takes place in 1683. The main character is Ottoman officer Hassan Balaban, accused of treason after the failed siege of Vienna. He is betrayed, escapes, ends up in Europe, hides, fights, loves, and, as usual, escapes again. And all of this unfolds at a breakneck pace and without logic. The script? It feels like someone watched The Witcher, Game of Thrones, and Spartacus on fast forward, and then thought, now let's film all of this, but with Kan Yaman. And they did. Scene after scene, dialogue after dialogue, it all sounds like a rehearsal rather than a shoot. And all of this is attempted in English, accented with difficulty but with pride. The entire series is built on endless escapes. Kan Yaman appears, fights, hides, fights again, and escapes. His character is supposedly a warrior, but there are hardly any battle scenes. Instead, every 5 minutes, there's a change of clothes, brooding looks, philosophical monologues, and another escape. He finds himself in the home of a lonely woman, miraculously saved from the local guards, quickly bonds with her and her son, and then it's a continuous game of cat and mouse with enemies. The setting deserves special mention. The costumes look as if they were custom made for a photo shoot in a fashion magazine. The locations resemble the sets of a theme park, and the plot logic seems to have been forgotten in the writer's room. The climax is mystical. Strange characters in masks, reminiscent of Game of Thrones, come into play. The action becomes increasingly grotesque. Enemies are sent flying off a cliff with a single blow, while villagers exclaim, enough. And this is supposed to be the climax of the struggle. Armies of three, duels, dramatic pauses, romance set against a backdrop of funerals. It's all in one package. But the main focus is on Kan Yaman. Everything revolves around him. He is the hero, the philosopher, the rebel, the outcast. He stands alone against all, is a ladies' man, and a symbol of the fight. Yet the more you watch, the more you find yourself wondering, who is he really? And what does this hero want, aside from changing costumes for the next scene? The series attempted to present a new Turkish hero for Europe, with a background, a story, and an international flair. But it turned into a disjointed kaleidoscope, where the depth of the narrative drowns in visual gloss and a model plot. Interestingly, the Italian audience, where Can is indeed popular, received the project politely but without enthusiasm. Platforms pull the series after just a couple of weeks. No sensation. Except in Turkey, this is where the main debate ignites. Is it a patriotic grievance or a PR campaign? All of this raises questions not just about one project, but about the entire system. Why create something like this? For whom? For what purpose? And is it worth the nerves that Can seemingly invested in his response to Italy? Perhaps it is worth it, because now everyone is talking about it. Even those who didn't even know that El Turco existed at all. Have you watched it? Share your thoughts in the comments. We will definitely revisit this topic. And while headlines around Kan Yaman create a buzz, interviews are discussed, and the fate of El Turco becomes fodder for memes and debates. There are actors who choose a different path. Without scandals, without deliberate media attention, but with truly profound acting work. One such actor is Emre Altu. His portrayal of Orhan in Yalı Çapkını is not just a character from a script. It embodies a personal story, internal struggles, and years of preparation. He's caught between two fires. On one side is the desire to be a worthy son. On the other, the attempts to be a good father. Ultimately, he seems to drown between these roles. Not a villain, no, just a man crushed by everything. Family, circumstances, the past, expectations. Yes, he makes mistakes, sometimes serious ones. But there is no falseness in this character. And for the actor, that is an incredible gift. Because playing such a complex, ambiguous figure is a true pleasure. I knew I would be an actor and a singer since I was 15, even earlier. By the end of school, I was already drawn to these two worlds, the stage and the microphone. And since then, I haven't strayed an inch. Conservatory, theatre faculty, alongside vocal lessons. Guitar, voice, stage. I had no other life, just the stage and learning for the stage. While I was studying, I was already earning money by singing. I lived for it. Over time, these passions became my profession. My main one, my favorite. It's not just a career, it's my nature. The most challenging scenes? They were also my favorites. Emotionally charged, with high energy. Yes, it's hard to pinpoint just one. Oh, after 101 episodes, there's so much in my mind. But I remember the early episodes well. There was that fear, that excitement, when you're just trying to step into the skin of the character. You haven't become him yet. You're rehearsing, searching. All your attention is focused on the details. It's like preparing for a jump. You stand on the edge and get ready. And then, magic happens. You step onto the set, and that's it. You're no longer you. You're Orhan. And it's not easy to step back out of him right away. It's like a spell. You immerse yourself, and only after filming do you start to return to yourself. This transition is one of the most magical moments in the acting profession. Probably the hardest part was the month of filming the prison scenes. Fortunately, I have never been in such conditions in real life, and that's why experiencing it all on set was so vivid and strange. It was an entirely different emotional experience. Very powerful, challenging, but at the same time, incredibly interesting. As an actor, I certainly love Orhan. It's a delicious role, complex, deep, with its own layers. But if you look at it as a viewer, as an outsider, I'll be honest, it's not the kind of character you'd want to hold up as an example. In fact, if you think about it, there are hardly any flawless heroes in this project. Everyone has their dark corners, and that makes the series alive. These characters are not perfect. They are real. When it comes to aligning my views with someone, as Emre Altu, I probably don't share them with anyone. But the one who has always brought me particular joy while watching is Kazim. From the very first episodes, there's such a pure, sincere acting delivery that captivates you. And of course, our masters, Chetan Abi, Sheriff Abla. Working with them is like being in school. I truly feel that over 3 years of filming, I've gained at least another education. Regarding the Russian audience, everything here is special. From the very first days of my career, back when the song Bukadarma was released, I felt strong support from Russia. Even now, years later, people come to my concerts from Moscow, St. Petersburg, Kazan, Rostov. Recently, there was an instance where we had to postpone a performance. And later, I was told that fans from Russia came, whom I didn't even get to meet personally. But they still left gifts and found a way to send them. That touches you deeply. The Kingfisher has become a hit in Russia, just like in many other countries. The series has topped the ratings, and this love is absolutely palpable. At concerts, on social media, in letters, in gifts, in comments. Thank you. That's a word I know in Russian, and it comes from the heart here. Because support from another country is always something more than just a like or a view. It's trust, it's a choice, and that is priceless. The actor concluded his interview. And perhaps that encapsulates all of Imre Altu. Calm, sincere, devoted to his craft. A person who doesn't chase cheap attention, but simply does his job with integrity. His path is not marked by scandalous flashes, but by hard work, respect for the profession and the audience. He remains true to himself, and that's exactly why he's valued, both in Turkey and far beyond its borders. While one artist reflects with gratitude on years of hard work, another takes a moment to breathe and consider their next step. Following the powerful wave created by the series Kingfisher, all eyes are once again on Afra Saracholu. Just after wrapping up filming and a brief trip to the USA, Afra seemed to retreat for a while, as if she had dissolved into the everyday life of Istanbul. Suddenly, she was spotted taking a walk with her dog in Bebek, one of the city's most picturesque spots. Calm and serene, she appeared to be part of a spring postcard, nestled in the shade of blooming trees. Journalists, of course, were quick to arrive. This time, Afra was in the mood for a conversation, smiling, warm and open. She admitted that she's currently in a quiet mode, resting, reading, and carefully reviewing scripts and offers. According to her, this pause is a conscious choice. Afra does not want to rush into just any project. She's searching for something that will touch her soul, just as Kingfisher did. Fans are holding their breath, watching her every move, and for good reason. As we know, Afra has two modes. Either she's closed off, distant, and avoids any communication with the press, or she's smiling, joking, and sharing her plans with genuine light in her eyes. This time, she was in the latter mode, and that gives us hope. Rumors suggest that her new project will be linked to a digital platform, possibly even Netflix or Disney+. But for now, there are no official announcements. Just mysterious glances and lines between the lines. Which path will Afra choose? Drama or light irony? A series or a feature film? Who will be her partner? All the answers are somewhere nearby. And perhaps we will soon find out what her new transformation will begin with. So this is what it's like. The strange, contrasting, vibrant backstage of the Turkish screen. While one actor, like Kanyaman, gets tangled in scandals and controversial remarks abroad. Another, like Emre Altu, looks back with gratitude at the journey he has taken, as if closing an important chapter of his career. And somewhere between them is Afra Saracholu, calm, collected, and following her own path. Without loud headlines, but with an inner light that we have all learned to recognize. One is at the epicenter of a media storm. The other is on a stage where there were 101 takes of life. The third is in a park with a dog, standing at the crossroads of a new choice. These are the heroes of Turkish screens, and we are the observers, captivated by their stories. If you're curious about what comes next, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Because ahead, my friends, everything is just beginning.